Hello everybody, and welcome to this short sneak peek of our new Tour Optimizer module of JOpt. My name is Philipp Eichenberger and I'm your host today on this short tour. Now, what is JOpt? JOpt is an optimization engine for solving dispatching problems, like shipment allocation, scheduling, and logistics. In JOpt, you describe the kinds of jobs that need to be done with allocation, a time frame, skill requirements, you name it, and which kind of resources you have at your disposal to fulfill these jobs. So the location from where your workers start their daily jobs, the time frame they have, the skills they have, etc., etc. And JOpt then returns the optimal routes and schedules to get these jobs done. Our new Tour Optimizer module is a Spring Boot Webflux application that uses a native Java library as backend. It uses Swagger and therefore supports the OpenAPI 3.0 specification. Now, Tour Optimizer is deployed in a Docker container that includes the Spring Boot application and the native Java Tour Optimizer library. Now, the way you would usually include JOpt in your workflow is that you describe your problem in the REST client that generates the problem description in JSON. This gets sent to the REST endpoint and then returns the appropriate result. Today we're going to do it a bit differently and explain why in a minute. We are going to install another module, the Sandbox, and describe our problem there, get the problem description in JSON, and manually copy this into the Swagger UI of the Tour Optimizer and look at the results in Swagger. The reason why we're doing it this way is because the Sandbox contains a lot of examples and features that we like to give you access to play around with. And the second reason is that the Sandbox includes a VS Code codeserver, so you don't need to install Java, you do not even need to install an IDE. You can of course access the codebase from your favorite IDE, but you do not have to. So it's a really low threshold way of accessing the world of JOpt. The only other thing you need to hop along is an installation of Docker. Since a Docker installation is hardware specific or has hardware specific settings, we just refer here to the official manual of Docker. The first thing you do after the installation of Docker is change into a folder on a hard drive where you have some space. And then we are going to install the Tour Optimizer. By the way, everything I copy paste here that is of interest will be in the video description. Now we see the Tour Optimizer should run. You can access Tour Optimizer with localhost 8081. And the Swagger UI is running, very nice. So now let's install the Sandbox. Again, you will find this command in the video description. Sandbox is running and can be accessed with localhost 8042. Now the first time you access this, there's a password prompt. The password is JOPT, all lowercase. And now let me find an example that is interesting to you. Okay. So this is the without solution example. So this code doesn't do anything, it just describes the problem. So here we have 7 cities strewn all around Germany with a job in each city. And our resource is Jack, who has to work all these jobs. So the only thing this code is doing is here on line 132, it outputs this problem description as a JSON file. So let's run this. Okay, so I'm now copying this manually. Again, this is not what you would do usually. This is just for debugging purposes. And now we try this out in the Tour Optimizer Swagger UI. Okay, so here we already see no error, success with solution. That's a good sign. Now let's see. Okay, we see here total elements 8. So this is 7 jobs in 7 cities plus 1 resource track, makes 8 elements, and 2 routes. Now 2 routes could mean 2 people driving around separately, or in this case it means, since we know it's only 1 resource, Jack, that Jack was not able to do all the jobs in 1 day. He had to drive on 2 different days, so therefore 2 routes. And on the first day he was able to go from Düren to Cologne, Wuppertal, Essen and back to Aachen. And on the second day his job took him to Nuremberg and then Heilbronn. So we hope this short sneak peek has piqued your interest. We hope this easy access to the world of JOpt will motivate you to play around with our codebase a bit, and we wish you a nice day.